His speech title this morning is "Computer Threats Are Changing and Antivirus Won't Save You." Please help me welcome Eric Hazen.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters.
Good morning.
Will you become a victim of cybercrime? Well, according to Semantic Corporation, it is entirely possible. From 2009 to 2010, we witnessed a 93% increase in the number of online attacks. Some of those attacks were targeted towards corporations, and hundreds of thousands of identities were revealed at a single time. But the majority of the attacks are still focused on your home computer. The best predictor whether or not you're going to become a victim of cybercrime isn't necessarily the technology you use. Rather, it's your knowledge about the threats you face. Now, we've all been told we need antivirus software and we need a good personal firewall, so I'm not going to cover those two this morning. Rather, we're going to cover two separate technologies that you can implement today that will help secure your data and online identity. But before we begin that, I want to do a quick exercise with you. For a moment, think about your email password. Specifically, how long is it? And do you use any special characters or numbers? Go ahead, think about it. And let's go ahead and select Steve. How long is your email password?
10 characters.
10 characters, good. And right across the table, Daniel, do you use any special characters or numbers in your passwords?
Yes, numbers.
Numbers. Okay. Now, theoretically, passwords are a great way to authenticate somebody. It should be something that only one person knows, and if they create a complex password, it should be pretty strong. However, there are some vulnerabilities in passwords. One of the vulnerabilities is that 63% of the users will end up writing their passwords down. Another is that users will divulge information about their passwords, like we just did in this example. We learned that Steve has a password of 10 characters, and we learned Daniel uses numbers in his password, both of which are critical pieces of information if I was going to attempt cracking them. However, those really are not the main security threats to passwords. The major threat that I see to passwords is that 70% of you are using the same password across multiple sites. The same password you use on Facebook is the same password you're going to use or when you sign up for your medical information online. That does present a pretty significant threat. Now, the value of passwords has always been pretty high to hackers or thieves, but with the advent of everybody going online, subscribing to more services, the value will continue to go up, especially if they know that they can crack your Facebook password, gain access to that, and then take that to your online bank account. So how do you prevent this? Well, one way is to use a unique password for every single site. Now, your password should also be very complex and long. Now, is anybody here a US memory champion? No? Okay. Probably the best way to do this then is to use a secure encrypted password database. The one I personally use is called Password Safe. It's an open source piece of technology, so it's free to use. And with that, you can randomly generate passwords so you don't have to remember them, and it'll store them in an encrypted container so nobody can access them. You'll have one master key, and with that one master key, you can decrypt it and gain access to your entire password database. So that's helpful for us. Now let's switch topics. Who here owns a laptop? Just go ahead and raise your hand real quick. Okay, in 2004, 1.5 million laptops were reported stolen. That's a lot. Today, you have a 10% chance that this year your laptop will be stolen. Not very good odds. Now, if you're like me, I store my personal financial records, last year's tax records, medical information, and a lot of other stuff I just wouldn't want to get out there. So how do we deal with this? Well, the best way is to use a system such as full disk encryption. And really quick, back in 2006, there was a data analyst who left his laptop unguarded. On this laptop were 26.5 million records for active and retired military troops. It had their medical information, and it had their personal data. The value of that data was estimated between $100 million to $500 million. It's pretty significant. That laptop was stolen. Now, had he employed full disk encryption, that really wouldn't have been a concern for him. TrueCrypt is another open source piece of software that you can download and use for free, and it'll employ AES 256-bit encryption on your laptop. Now, all encryption is it takes something that's in clear text that can be read and converts it to something that cannot be read. It uses a secure, if you have a secure string, it's going to be fairly difficult to crack. In fact, AES, which is the newest standard for encryption, if you use AES 128, if you had a computer capable of performing, 72 quadrillion password attempts per second, it would take 149 trillion years for that computer to crack that password, or to crack that 128-bit encryption. It's pretty significant. Now, with AES 256, they're saying that that's going to be uncrackable until we reach the quantum computing age, which is going to be a few years down the road. So pretty secure. The NSA is using it for their Type 1 documents. So if the government's using it, it's got to be good, right? Yeah. Maybe not in every case. But if you employ an encryption system on your laptop, in the event that your laptop is stolen, your worries are pretty much over. Now I see I have a little bit of extra time here this morning. One other technology I didn't think I was going to have a chance to cover with you is online backups. Backups are really cheap these days. For $5 a month, you can get access to 50 gigabytes of online storage. Now we've covered authentication and basically confidentiality with encryption. If you use backups, you're also ensuring availability of your data. In the event that your laptop was stolen, you can then recover your information. It's a good practice to start using some kind of online backup software solution. The problem with a local backup solution is that you might not always run it. These things are typically set up to run on schedules, and you don't have to worry about having that portable hard drive plugged into the back of your tower or your laptop. So it helps automate things, and in IT, automation is a good thing. So really, to conclude this morning, fellow Toastmasters, if you employ better protection of your online services or sites using unique passwords that aren't shared across every website, you've significantly improved your security. If you're a mobile user having a laptop and you employ full disk encryption, you remove the threat of your data being stolen if your laptop is lost or had theft. And finally, the last one is, in the event of a major disaster, you're finally able to recover your data.